Hello everybody, welcome back to the Youth Academy Challenge of Piacenza Calcio, and we are still unbeaten in the league, and today we're back to take on Ajax in the Champions League, where things have been okay, I guess. The last episode we lost to Monaco 2-1, we beat Catania 4-1 after that, Andriotti getting 2, Alfano from right wing back getting 1, and Catalano on the score sheet. We beat Torino 2-0 away from home, Cosentino getting a goal in the 46th minute, so that's 45 plus 1, and Torres getting a goal in the 95th minute. So 2 late goals in either half in that one. We then lost to Man City 2-1, which was a bit unfortunate. We scored first with Andriotti, and then they just massively overpowered us. Goals from Bretveld and Nahu Palmieri, who looks pretty good, doesn't he? At 29 years old. I know we can't see all of his attributes and stuff, but if you imagine any of these that are in between something to 20 or 18 or whatever are going to be around about 17. He probably looks pretty damn good. Yeah, so he bossed us from central midfield, so fair play to him. 1-1 against Roma, who are a good team in Serie A, so I was very happy with that. A 1-0 win over Palermo, and we've just beaten Atalanta 1-0 as well with a goal from Luca Gramellini all the way up from the back, which was nice, actually. But yeah, today we'll be taking on Ajax, and it's just, if we're going to have a look at the Serie A table, we are top. We are top and ahead of Juventus, Inter, Fiorentina, Lazio, Roma, Milan. They're all trailing in our wake. We are the only unbeaten team left in the league, 23 points from 9. Like, it's been a fantastic start. 4 points clear at the top of the table after 9 games. Is pretty big. It's pretty huge, and I'm excited to see where this season goes. Now, we are sort of struggling to bring our AC Milan form, our Serie A form into the Champions League. So yeah, we beat Dynamo Kiev 2-0 early on in the season. It was very comfortable. It was very easy. Then we lost to Monaco, which was very disappointing with that 96-minute penalty. A narrow loss to Man City as well. So I'm sort of hoping if we can pick up wins against Ajax, Karabag and PSV, that will see us through into the next phase. Now, in theory, we've already got 3 points, right? So if we win these 2 games against Ajax and Karabag, that's 9 points, which should normally be enough to qualify you for the knockout phases of the Champions League. Basically, we need to try and have it wrapped up before we have to take on Barcelona and Porto as our last 2 games in the Champions League. But we are in a good position. We are playing some good football. There's the occasional off games from some of our players, but generally we are playing some good football. We do have 2 injuries, Lombardo and Grimaldi both out, not available for selection. Cosentino can come back in at left wing back for this one. Gramellini can then come back in for Rossi at centre back as well. And you can see we're still, like, we've got this set 11, but nobody's completely devoid of match sharpness. We do have people that are like lacking a little bit, or, you know, they have this maintaining, but generally there is enough rotation happening in the team that's allowing us to keep everybody pretty fit and active and healthy. Let's get Moni back in for Marziali for this one as well. It is probably, maybe, if you put Grimaldi and Nocci are sort of at a similar level on this right hand side striker position. I'd say this is probably our strongest 11 we can put out, and that's what we're going to go into the game against Ajax with, and we're not hanging around in today's episode. We are getting straight into it, straight out there for the episode. I'm just going to have a little cut here to make sure everything is recording properly. Okay, we're back. Sorry, you didn't miss anything there. This is the lineup page. I was just recording because I realised I did some changes with the sound that was coming through from the microphone, and I hadn't actually made sure it was reconnected properly to record, and it is. So I expect nothing from a win to keep this going, to be honest. Defenders, I have faith in you. Midfielders, I have faith in you. And attackers, I trust you to make the difference. So we're back for Champions League action. 4-2-4, obviously, for Ajax, because that's what everybody plays. A 5-2-1-2 or a 5-3-2 or a 5-2-3, however you want to describe it for us. We are neck and neck in the Champions League at the moment, both on 3 points, 26th and 27th position in the Champions League phase. As I will say, Football Manager have done this quite well, haven't they, with the Champions League rights and the FIFA World Cup rights and all of that sort of stuff. So credit where it's due. We all know that FM26 isn't the best game out there. It's not the most complete. I actually think it's really good fun. I do think it's set up for Janga. Their goalkeeper is an absolute giant. Anyway, okay, let's try and beat him in the air. Yeah, we're going to be... FM26 isn't perfect by any means. It does feel like it's massively set up for the casual gamer to come in, press continue and play a few seasons and get through the game. But yeah, I am enjoying it. I do think it's a good, fun game, and there's a little bit of a lack of sort of building you into the footballing universe. But I think once you get past that, it's still a good, fun game, and we all love to be football managers. And are we going to get a great start here? Varley shot over the bar, and Yanga in goal, the absolute giant, saw it over the bar. But I was happy with that start. That's a very good start, to be honest. I'm very happy with that. And I do think, just while we're talking about FM26, the in and out of tactics, in and out of possession tactics stuff, I think is a real big improvement. And it allows you to play lots of different systems around different teams and stuff. It's not just a 4-2-3-1. We're not playing a 4-2-3-1. Get there. He didn't get there. Cosentino's tracking back. We're 1-0 down. We're 1-0 down. It's Johansson. Why do we always shit the bed live on camera? Right, come on, boys. This is not good. Van den Bos puts it through into Severic. I thought Cosentino was going to intercept this pass. We've gone out to meet him. Johansson in behind the fullback or the wing back, to be honest, and I think Guerri should be doing better there. I think Guerri should be doing better. Right, let's encourage. We are just going to make a quick change that I've been doing sometimes. Sometimes I've been making one of these sort of like a stepping out centre-back. We could go... Let's get these two to go and put the press on. We'll go back to that a little bit and just squeeze. When their strikers get the ball, the plan is that those two centre-backs then step out and go and pressure them a little bit. But yeah, it's this... maybe I shouldn't come back for Champions League games, because it's the Champions League games that we're really struggling in at the moment. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm still very happy with how we play in and what's going on, and like the system as a whole and the game as a whole and the series as a whole. But yeah, we just seem to be getting found out a little bit in the Champions League. Like, we're having more shots than Ajax. We're not hitting the target with them. I mean, Yanga did look like quite an imposing figure and probably would be dangerous in goal, wouldn't he? 6'4", Yanga in goal. I'm wondering, now I'm thinking, like, do we bring Bolzato back as the goalkeeper and he gets the second half of the season? No, Guerri's been good. It's just on camera. We see his... When the game is on a video like this, I remember it more because I'm talking through it a lot more. Obviously, when I'm playing it on my own, I don't talk through and do commentary. Believe it or not, I know that's going to be a shock to some of you, but yeah, I don't just do my own commentary when I'm playing on my own. Van den Bos out to Canadu. Canadu over the top to Sveric. I mean, we're playing this low block. Aiello does get a foot in and clears it. Cross to the back post. Johansson's already got one today. Van den Bos puts it past the post. I'm wondering if we need to hold the ball a little bit more. Just do this. Let's not go and counter press them either. We'll just try and sit in that shape. Press them when they get into our defensive block. As here is Vesbeen. And you can see the defender has gone out to sort of pressure him as he's on the ball. Trasciani gets it back from De Jong. De Jong. Johansson. De Jong. Oh, it's deflected and in. It's not a deflection. It's a lovely finish, I think, from Sveric. And it's 2-0 to Ajax. It's going to put pressure on that Karabag game. We're going to have to win that one. De Jong into Trasciani. Back to De Jong. Put it into Johansson. Johansson just held it up. But that's a really good pass into De Jong. And then his shot is... It's a really good finish from Sveric to turn it home, and we're going to have to squeeze up a little bit, I think, now. I think we're going to have to try. Maybe we need to go and kick Ajax quite hard as well. Show me something else in the second half. This has been awful. I think this has been one of our worst performances in the Champions League, let alone just... let alone this season. I would say this has been pretty dreadful because we're just not getting... in amongst them, are we? We're sort of letting them play. I think we're going to go back with in possession, team shape, in possession, get Catalano back through the middle as a centre forward. Just see. My worry is that the two wide wingers get in behind the wing backs. We can't transition quickly enough, but I mean, we're having shots. We're just... They're not great. They're not great shots. But, yeah, I don't know. This is when it gets quite tough. Especially in... maybe it's our tactics suit Serie A football. Maybe that's the key. Like, we're suiting Serie A football for some reason, and it's allowing us to play really well in those games. We're going to go for a big change up front. Secchi through the middle, Gray on the left, Cena on the right. Just make sure we're doing it in that view so that I don't get anything wrong. I mean, yeah, Guerri's on a 6.43. Doesn't... he shits but maybe he doesn't like big matches or something. We're going to go Rossi on, Gramellini to left wing back. Let's have a look at him. Guerri. Oh, you can't see it. That's helpful, isn't it? You can't see it in this page. Okay, well, we'll have to look at you. Can I do that? No. I was hoping it would take you to our full page. But we'll look after the game. See if Guerri doesn't like big matches. But he's performed well in like Coppa Italia games and big Italian league games. But I know big matches counts the reputation of the competition as well. And obviously the Champions League is a higher reputation competition than Serie A. So, we'll have a think. We'll have a look into it. See what we can do. Gramellini at right wing back is going to come off. He's going to be our last change. So the other Gramellini off. Alfano on. That is all 5 subs. Not much else we can do. It's only 2. If we can get 1 back, I'd be contemplating us getting into this very well. Let's go higher tempo, bit more long passing. Don't waste time. Yeah, it's basically get the ball forward quicker to that front 3, see what they can do. I mean, it's a very young, inexperienced front 3, so anything they could do would be very good for us and their experience. But with 5 minutes to go, I think we're going to be bailing out of this game against Ajax. We're not completely out of the Champions League running yet. We've got chances. We've got Karabag and PSV that we have to beat. But Ajax are going to get the better of us. And it's going to be somewhat convincing for them as well. Yeah. 2-0. I mean, they had an XG of 1.06. We had a bit of momentum during the game. Maybe we deserved 1 goal. I mean, we had, more shots. 1 less shot on target. They had 1 clear-cut chance. I feel like we didn't play as bad as the scoreline suggests. But, again, we need to keep them motivated and make sure what's happening. Let's go and check out Guerri's profile. Like I said, I feel like we're not quite there to get out of the Champions League phase yet. Like, it's not... It feels like it's just out of touching distance. Right. It comes under the report page, doesn't it? Now, is it here? No, that's happiness. Is it personal? Is it performance? Aha, here we are. Performance, coach report. Consistent, doesn't enjoy big matches. I think that's what it is. I think that is the key to his poorer performances in the Champions League. Now, that isn't something I've really been looking at across our players. Doesn't enjoy big matches. That is a kicker. Right, so Niang is our backup goalkeeper. Mamadou Niang. Performance. Let's have a look. Doesn't feel comfortable playing in big matches. Right. Okie dokie. So, we need to go and have a look at Bazzato, because this could be the decider for who is our first choice goalkeeper here. Now, we've given Bazzato out on... Where is he? There he is. Giovanni Bazzato out on Siena. Because if he doesn't care about Con's competitive streak, peripheral figure in the squad, nothing about big matches. He's a consistent performer as well. He may be recalled and might become our first choice keeper, because if we can get him involved at an early age, that would be quite good for that. I'm now really worried about how have I not looked at this, because I've looked at it, but not for our... Susceptible to injuries, that's okay. Good player, brave. Nothing around first team, big matches or anything like that. Aioli, performance. Relishes big matches. Okay, that's very nice. That's good from Aeoli. Gramolini. I just want to see if there's people we should be just be a bit wary of. Committed player, consistent, enjoys big matches. Okay. So it could well just be, the problem is Guerri in goal. Strength and stamina, good player. Yeah, he doesn't mind. He doesn't have any feelings one way or the other to big matches. David Money, performance. So decent player, could improve a lot. Consistent performer, susceptible to injuries. Yeah, okay, so we're learning some things here about the squad. I've just completely avoided looking at these things. Work to do in improving his crosses, that's fine. Consistent performer as well. Spirited. Able to perform well under pressure. Yeah, okay. This is something we're going to have to keep an eye on, isn't it? This is definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Catalano relishes big matches, so that's probably why he's been playing very well in some bigger games, although he didn't play well in that one. Nocci. Current international Luca Nocci. Oh yeah, 4 caps for Italy. Bloody hell. That's snuck up on us, isn't it? 4 caps for Italy. Jesus. Doesn't have the greatest jumping reach, but doesn't seem to not like or dislike these sorts of games. Andriotti. That is huge. He doesn't like big matches. Our goalkeeper doesn't like big matches. And you can't win the Champions League with a goalkeeper that doesn't like big matches. I'll tell you that for now. What would you do in this situation? We've got a goalkeeper that is performing very, very well every year, but doesn't perform well in big matches, and that maybe that is why I'm really intrigued by this now. So fixture schedule. So obviously we've just lost to Ajax, and he got a 6.5. We lost to Man City, he got a 6.7. That's not dreadful. He lost to Monaco, got an 8 against Monaco. We beat Dynamo Kiev, he got a 7.3. I mean, Roma is a big game, 7.2. At Atlanta, 7.4. 7. Am I reading too much into this? Does it not matter? Does it really not matter? Fiorentina, 6.7. I'm just not sure. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Because I read it and I think that's really worrying that he doesn't like big matches. But then you look at his ratings in most of his matches and he's fine. He's been playing really well. So I just don't know. I just don't know. Luciano Bossi, by the way, is another youngster that we've got down here. Driven in old consistent performer. And then, yeah, Bazzato. The thing with Bazzato is that he's a consistent performer. And I think at this sort of challenge, that is really good. To have young players that are consistent and enjoy big matches and stuff. Like Aventi's one that they keep saying we should call up into the first team at 16 years old. What does he say? Fairly selfish, that's all right. Can improve a lot in the future. Can play in a couple of positions. Yeah, okay, nothing about his real need to play. The only one I didn't look at, actually, was the Marziali, the perfectionist. Consistent performer. Again, probably why he does pretty well. He would be a decent player for most Serie A sides now. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. He doesn't like big matches. He doesn't like big matches. That makes me think that he should, I don't know, maybe we try Niang against Karabag and see how he gets on. And we go from there. I'm interested to know your thoughts about that, because a lot of you will probably focus a bit more on those sorts of things than I will. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Is that an absolute no-go? If they don't like big matches, would you just not pick him? Would you just not play him at all? Would you prioritise somebody else? Let me know. Let me know down below. I'm really interested to find out. But yeah, we'll be back for the game against PSV in the next, well, not the next Champions League game, that's Karabag, but the one after that, we'll be back there. A couple of shorter, quicker episodes coming up for you, but hopefully you enjoy them. See you in the next one. Cheers.